Hey guys, this is Russian Bobster, the community manager for Arena Online. This is the first video in a series I've decided to call Trickle Down Leageanomics, and in this series you can watch a diamond level player or higher spectate a low ELO player on a champion that they both play and give insights and advice to pass down some of their knowledge. I want to make this open to the community, so if you're a diamond level player or higher that would like to spectate a game with me, or a silver or bronze player that would like to have someone review your game, contact me in the comments or on Twitter, and thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so what are the bans?
So far, Darius, Fiora, Vigar.
Alright, so Mike, what should they be banning?
Pretty much like every game, at least, you want to look to make sure Vigar and Tom Kench are gone pretty much. Those are some really annoying OPs that kind of get in the way.
Now I notice when I see games at like Silver, I don't see a lot of bans on Tom Kench. Is he just getting through, or does no one play him? I mean...
Yeah, they may not just play him a lot in Silver too, like, so if that's the case, then you wouldn't have to watch out for that. You could just ban cheesy stuff like Master Yi.
So we got Fiora, Darius, Garen, Vigar, Mordekaiser, Gangplank.
Yeah. You can't really go wrong with Vigar, Darius, and Gangplank, all that stuff, Gongs and stuff. Those champions are really... Gangplank's pretty easy to
Ari.
deal with even if you're bad at it, because it's like always good throughout the entire game.
Alright,
Like
so...
it's curves really well through early, mid, and late, safe lane phase, and you can help your team from anywhere on the map with this.
And is that a champion mechanics-wise that someone at a low ELO would be able to play, or should they go towards something else?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, obviously you can always play it better, but like you can like not even be that good at Gangplank and still do well. Especially once it gets to late game, Gangplank is just always good late game.
Okay. Do we have any more, or do we have any picks so far, Thomas?
Yep, hold on one second. Alright, on my team we have Jinx, Braum, Elise, and I am Ari. And the other team so far got Anivia, Malphite, Kindred, and Jax.
So yeah, you guys definitely have the better comp. Like, pretty much, you guys got a lot of pick potential throughout the entire game for the side lanes. It's like one of the main things I look for when I play Ari. I just try to get like shove and get to the side lanes, especially once the towers are gone. It's pretty easy to maneuver on the map and pick people off in the side lanes.
What do you think about Kindred? Do you know where Kindred's going, Thomas? And then after you answer that, Mike, what do you think about that character at any position?
She appears to be jungle. I'm assuming Jax is top and Malphite's support.
So it's like really hard to gauge Kindred because Kindred was obviously made to be a jungler because of her the passive or whatever, like to get stronger, kill the certain camps. That's whatever spawns on the map, and so it's harder for her to do that when she's in the lane. But the problem with that is like the role required from a jungler right now is not like that's not what you want. I guess you can do it in solo queue, like farm and do all that stuff, but it's generally better.
Sorry, I like our last pick. We got a Nautilus top, and their last pick was Vayne.
Yeah, I like Nautilus. I don't know why people stop playing it. Honestly.
Well, that's interesting. I don't hear a lot about Nautilus top. What makes you like Nautilus top?
Oh, not as a top in general, but like just Nautilus, the champion. People did used to play on top though, maybe a couple patches ago. I can't remember which one exactly, but people did used to play on top because he was just really high value champion in like every comp.
All right, you can get the spectate up now. I don't know if you already have pulled it up.
But not anymore. No one really plays him too much anymore.
I'm just gonna explain my rationale about one thing before I exit the channel. I went teleport instead of ignite on Ari. The reason I did that Number one, teleport seems pretty OP right now in this patch, and number two, against the Nivea Ignite, probably not so good with that egg.
Yeah, certainly. Like I have no issues with that. Like I think teleports would be way more useful to you than trying to kick, especially like in this meta. Just like whenever your bot lane just gets punished for trying to play aggressive. Like you're not supposed to play aggressive in bot lane or in this meta, but in solo queue, like everyone's always gonna play aggressive, but it just gets punished by double teleport. So it certainly helps if you bring teleport.
What do you, now that you can spectate the champion select and you can see the individual matchups, what do you think about the lane matchups?
Let's see. So you got Jinx Braum, which is a really good lane. Like Jinx is pretty much good against everything right now. Like she's probably the best AD carry. Into Vayne Malphite. Yeah, I'd definitely get the edge to Jinx Braum, but Vayne's really good in solo queue. If their jungler camps bot and gets Vayne ahead, then Vayne could. The Jax Nautilus matchup. I don't know too much about that one, but
yeah, that's an interesting
I'd
one.
imagine the Nautilus is pretty safe, so they're just going to be farming. And it's really easy for Elise to gank that lane because Nautilus provides a lot of gank potential, especially when he has 6.
So I know Elise.
So if I was the Elise, I would just camp top.
Elise is famous for being able to dive, you know, see it at like Worlds or whatever. But what about her counter jungle? I mean, like, could she possibly counter jungle Kindred early? What do you think there?
Yeah, she could. Like, she can, if the mark, like, she sees the mark in his jungle, like, you know that he's going to go for that mark. She could definitely, like, if she hits a cocoon on Kindred, she can just kill him. So, like, she can, like, try to set a trap up for Kindred going to his mark in the jungle and try to kill him there. That's generally what I like to try to do when I jungle. I just predict the enemy jungler's movements the entire game and try to be at the right place at the right time, whether that be me trying to kill him in the jungle or counter gank him or be somewhere else that he's not. But like Elise could definitely do it because Elise has so much damage. She can just kill Kindred in the jungle.
Both these teams have
As long
double
as she hits the
teleport.
cocoon.
Do you think that they're going to nerf teleport? Should they nerf teleport?
I don't know if they're going to, but they definitely should. I wish they would just remove the summoner spell from the game. It would change the game drastically.
And this is specifically toward what? Because one player gets to play off, or the fact that they can like home guard to a ward behind your team and run to you? Which aspect is kind of what makes it broken?
I think the home guard thing is fine. You know, I could live without that, but I just hate that I don't know, there's always constant teleport pressure on the map, but like it makes everyone play differently. Like if you play aggressive in bot lane because your lane's like supposed to play aggressive and that's how your lane wins, then you're just gonna get punished. So you like can't do that because you just get teleported on. You get double teleported on or anything like that. So I just think should have a way longer cooldown or remove from the game.
It does.
I don't really like it.
It does reward good ward placement, though. Correct? I mean, when you get wards behind them in lane or deep in the jungle or something like that. I mean, if you remove that
yeah,
aspect,
I mean, you have to be coordinated. Yeah, you have to be coordinated for it to work, like all the time. But you know, solo queue is not very, they're not always coordinated. But in higher yellow, like people will punish instantly when people play aggressive, like. So people like are forced to play less aggressive just because of teleport.
Alright, we're finally in game. So we're watching Ari specifically. I'm sure we'll talk about some other stuff. What items, based on his lane matchup, the team compositions, what should he be starting with, and what should he be looking to build toward for his first big item?
Give me 1 sec. For some reason, I hear that we're in game, but it's not in. But okay, we're good. So he's against Anivia. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you would just start Doran's Ring every single game on RA. There's no other start. The only argument would be boots against things that you want to try and dodge stuff, but you would never really need to do that. Just always the Doran's Ring. And he should be looking to rush. Well, I just would rush Leageanomics because Leageanomics is really cost efficient and it's a really good item on RA.
Welcome to Summoner's
All mid laners in general, really.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty...
So he started with Fairy Charm. He definitely should have started Doran's Ring. no
Right.
reason not
So
to.
what's he thinking? He's thinking
It's
he's going
a-
to spam and try and just sit in lane and not go aggressive.
If he was, yeah, if he wants like just the mana, you know, like, there's a better start than that anyway. He could just start Flask. You know, it's not wrong to start Flask and stuff. It's just Doran's Ring is just way better. You
So
definitely
it's-
won't need Flask on Ari.
his end game, or at
'Cause,
least
like,
middle
Doran's
game, is
Ring,
toward
you-
Athenes, right?
What's that?
The Fairy Charm's going toward Athenes. Did he want that item? Their team doesn't have
Yeah, he
much
could
AP,
go towards
right?
Morello. He can go towards Morellonomicon as well.
Okay.
But yeah, if he wanted like the mana sustain, he should just went Flask. But even then, you could just get away with Doran's Ring.
Minions have
Alright, so we're looking at
This
the
sounds like he
CLO.
probably just spam spells a lot.
Looking at the starts here, neither team is double jungling with their top lane and jungle. Do you usually do that or see that in your level games? Should they be doing that at the CLO? Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, there's literally no reason to never do a camp or like never do. Or there's no reason to not do the camp or not double jungle. It just puts you way ahead of the other top laner if they don't do it. But you should always just both be doing it. So like, if your champ can do a camp, you know, you can go do a camp instead of double jungle. Or you can just go double jungle, it's the same thing. Except double jungle helps your jungler have a better clear. Like, they save pods, save HP, they can get ganks out quicker.
And that in itself is another
So I think
teleport
double
problem,
jungling
right?
is-
Like, a teleport enables that to happen.
Yeah. If you didn't have teleport, you couldn't do it that way, but you could like, so let's say teleport wasn't in the game, Nautilus and Elise could have jungled on their red side, and he wouldn't have tanked as much, but he could have double jungled and just walked in the lane still. So like, let's say, you know, let's say Kindred was Rek'Sai. They could have done blue buff and give it to Jax, and Jax could have walked the lane. And if teleport wasn't in the game. But teleport enables that, you know, to double jungle anywhere.
Alright, so what are you
I don't think
watching
they'll
so
remove it,
far?
but
What matchup
hoping
is,
they will.
you watching the jungles right now?
I'm just taking a look at the mid lane right now, and he's shoving it up, and it's fine as long as he gets it all the way to the tower to reset it. Makes it hard for Nivea to see us. It's really clear.
Who's next?
One thing I do on Ari differently is I usually don't get my W until level 4. But, you know, that's not too much of a huge difference. But usually I get the second level Q so I can shove to the tower quicker.
What do you think of his ward
It will
placement?
depend on the matchup too.
Was that the right place to put
Which
that
one?
ward? His trinket ward that he placed right there in the river on the bot side? Is that where he wanted it?
The one that Ari plays?
Yeah, the one that Ari plays.
Well, not in this case, just because she saw Kindred, so she knew Kindred started on one side. So Kindred's going to be going to the blue side, and either able to gank top or mid afterwards. So she wanted to put it on the other side. If she could have waited a little bit longer, and then put it down. But she definitely want to put it on the other side, because you know Kindred's going to blue, and after blue he'll go to top or mid from there.
Alright, looks like we got a gank top right now.
He didn't even go to blue, so he's just going to top before blue, because he saw the Malice was playing aggressive. So it's a free kill.
What'd you think of that?
He should have saved his
Nautilus
flash. He was definitely dead. Should have definitely saved it.
And he had no ward down. He was just sitting on a trinket ward.
The wall from Nivea. It was good by both of them. Got the flash.
Alright, so CS is pretty even. Ari's up about 5 right now, so no big advantage yet.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems I see with lower yellow players. They just forget to farm. Or they'll just miss it.
So, Anivia has no flash, but okay, here we go.
Yeah, they should definitely pick her up here.
I was going to ask, because she had no flash, if they should gank because she had egg or not, but you can tell me about that.
Oh yeah, Elise just has a lot of gank pressure. Like they probably could well, they couldn't really dive Anivia, but if you could ever get her off the tower of the cocoon, she's just dead. So, and especially like before she could go back and buy any wards, it's just really easy. Come back around on the
Teleport?
side.
Do you think that
ward.
teleport from Anivia was necessary?
Yeah, most of the time the mid laners just, like a lot of the times they'll teleport to tower, except like unless if it's organized. But most of the time the mid laners are TPing the tower. Like, at least the first time they definitely always do it, and then like most of the time after that they usually always use it for tower. But there's some rare occasions when bot lane's playing aggressive. Not really rare in solo queue, but people learn and they stop playing aggressive in bot lane because of the double teleport. But it's completely fine to teleport mid.
You watching this team spot right now?
Yeah, I'm watching it. Got the exhaust out, that's good. You always want to exhaust like to prevent damage. I'm turning around and good play by them.
So, what it looked like to me, Braum went in too early, took too much damage at the beginning. Is there something I missed, or?
Let me watch it real quick, I didn't see it at the beginning. So Braum got both the passive stacks on Alpha and Vayne. After he did that, he needed to be backing out some there. He did.
Alright, at the live right now.
He went back in to get exhaust.
Around the 7:05 mark,
was
you'll
that?
want to watch mid. There's a gank on Anivia.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine, it's good. He ulted a little too close to tower, so he could have died to a counter gank, but...
Right. Alright, keep watching mid because the action continues, and kind of, if you can, play me through, there's a skirmish there.
Like I saw it happen, let me get back to it.
Only to place it elsewhere.
Oh, so after they kill Anivia, they go back in for this Kindred. But they miss a cocoon, they overcommit. Alright, took a tower shot. They got TP'd on. I think after they missed a cocoon, they probably should have backed off for it. So they end up trading 2 for 2. So it's still even, but they could have just backed off the cocoon and just traded 1-0.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna jump to live.
Usually whenever you like miss any of your CCs like that, it's usually good as a turn, or like you have to use your best judgment if you can continue on whenever they flash or you miss CCs, but most of the time you usually just turn and, you know, leave it.
What do you think of this Malphite?
Mostly just ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think he needed to do that, but oh, it looks like he's not gonna get away with it. Okay. So the Ari didn't get the back end of the queue, but that's okay. There was no escaping for that guy.
Alright, so they're going for Dragon. Obviously the right choice. Let's look at the ward.
Yeah.
For that Malphite ward, I don't see any other. There's one ward top from Jack. But the red team also barely has any wards. Like, at your level of play, how many more wards would be out on the map right now?
So it's kind of early in the game, that's when like the least amount of wards will be out, but he does have his Sidestone. It also depends if the jungler is a Sidestone jungler. Like, Kindred's definitely not a Sidestone jungler. So, if we have our Sidestone jungler, like if we have an Rek'Sai or Echo that builds Sidestone, then we'll have more obviously because of the Sidestone then. But it also depends if they skip their jungle item, like finishing the jungle item. Usually it'd be like, it would be a little bit more than this, but not by much until a little bit later. Because they just got their Sidestones.
Alright, well let's go back to Ari since we're trying to kind of watch that specifically. It looks like she built toward the Athene, and you disagree with this, right?
I don't like disagree. Like it's okay. Like she's maybe he's not comfortable against Anivia. like that could help against it. I just think Morello is just way better, but that's just because I think you just need to be an aggressive player when you play champions like Ari and like high mobility assassins.
So has he been playing this lane correctly? I mean, he hasn't roamed to another lane, but he has caught them in the jungle. I mean, what do you think about just the way he's been playing this matchup in lane so far?
Well, he's playing the matchup fine. I mean, he's had a lot of help from Elise, so that's really helping him out a lot. But whenever he does shove, like typically, or especially whenever if he ever gets blue buff, so all he wants to do is just shove on this Anivia and then go roam bot or something, because bot has no tower. Like she's running bot right now.
Yeah, right now, right?
But she didn't show the tower yet. But it's kind of hard to do that against Anivia, especially whenever Anivia is blue. So it's harder to roam unless if you kill Anivia, which is also a hard thing to do without jungle pressure.
What do you think of him coming down? Go ahead.
Right there?
Well, I was going to say, he came down river. What if he went into their jungle and came down behind Dragon? Was that too risky because he didn't have vision, or...? It's not too terrible, because the jungler's Kindred, he runs into it, you can charm it, and you out, and the Anivia is still in lane. So it's not the worst, and they have vision on Malphite and Vayne bot lane. But like usually, what you do is you'll show the tower, so Anivia stuck at tower, and you'll run through the jungle. Alright, so they're both coming down, they're following each other in the bot fight.
Yeah. Okay, Anivia has TP. Should have shoved it to the tower, and then made it down here. That's good. Get the target close to everyone.
So you agree with targeting that Malphite there? You don't think he could have Spirit Rush and tried?
Oh yeah, he was out of position.
That was the right one? Okay.
Yeah, he was out of position. Easy free kill. Good exhaust. At least I don't think we should have got out of that.
He kind of stood back that fight. You think that was right, just staying back?
So Ari?
Yeah, Ari kind of just wanted to get out of there, even though that person got caught, so...
They probably could have done something because Anivia had no mana. But it is reliant on hitting Charm and Cocoon and stuff like that. If they miss those abilities, they could die. Kid just still had his ult.
Right, so what are these teams looking to do? Like, push towers, get objectives? I mean, composition-wise, who has the mid-game or late-game? Like, what do you see as the ending to this game eventually?
So, Flypie guys team, red team, they have the much better team comp in my opinion, especially for solo queue. You can go on the side lanes and pick people off trying to farm, especially when you're ahead, like they are right now. And it's just constantly picking, fighting little skirmishes, and that's what they want to do. And they also, this is what I was gonna say about Kindred earlier. Like, I think Kindred might be it's hard to gauge him. I think he might be good, but the only bad thing about Kindred is that he's made to be a jungler and people are playing in his jungle, and he just doesn't fit the role of a jungler, and it just makes the team comps very weird. So you kind of want something else in that slot. You don't need another type of champion as AD carry. You don't need that champion. That's not what you're looking for. Maybe you could run it with some other comp with bot, but that's too hard to tell because it's completely different and it just came out. So basically I would say the red team's comp is way better, but the other team, they have a Wombat and they do have Jackson and Vayne late game, and Anivia can stall out for late game and it also has a good late game. He didn't build tier, so he's not committed completely to late game, but he's going for ROH.
You see that Nautilus flash? Do you think that was necessary? Should he have even been pushed up like that?
Probably not, because he could have ulted the Jack.
I mean, that bait, that was super risky, right?
Yeah, he was trying to bait for the Elise gank, but all they have to do, Elise could have just came in, and he could have ulted, and they could have committed completely, and both fought him. Instead, they both like fought him one by one, and that's why they lost that.
We got a fight bot right now.
If you would have just ulted and committed with Elise running up, they could have got him.
Okay, so the flash over.
I have to watch where he flashed over from.
I think he flashed. I don't think he gets Spirit Rush from that far. From the bush.
That's what I was saying. It might have been necessary.
But what was the problem there? I mean, they were just one behind, right? Because two died top to Jax, and basically were just fighting the breathing force.
Well, the Ari had no mana, and the Kindred ult stalled.
And now this Elise just
no
running
mana.
into 4 people at Dragon. I mean, should you go for steals? Like, she went for a steal, but she knew she was going to die. Is it worth?
I don't think those kind of steals are worth. I think the steals like throwing your, like an Ezreal ult or a Jinx ult is always worth trying. But the only way it's ever worth trying to do is if they're getting 5th Dragon.
Right, I see that a lot.
Or even maybe, you could even consider it on 4th Dragon as well, because they put you on a timer for 5th, but generally, like, it didn't, like, they didn't lose anything off of it, but it's just like, if you go in and try to steal, and they get the dragon, and you die, and then they can, that's one person off the map, they can always just take more off of you, you know? Like, it's just not worth it for one dragon.
So Ari built...
You just gotta know when to give them up.
Ari built a Chalice and then went stopped halfway through and went into Rylai's. Now I know that Ari used to build like straight damage and burst people, but it's changed since then. But is this the right build? Is this not enough damage? What do you think of this build?
Ari benefits really hard from the CDR and like Morel.
Did your mic cut out?
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You just kind of got a little quiet, and I think it might have
Okay.
cut out for a second.
Okay, no, I definitely would not rush Rylai's on Ari. I would, like, she doesn't know, like, CDR isn't, like, the most important thing, but CDR is really good on, like, every mid laner. So, you know, if you just connect into the Leageanomics would have been great, because Leageanomics, really good for its cost, does good damage, good mana, regen, and CDR. So it's much better than the Themes or Rylai's. You should also, I would have went with the Sorcerer too, because you should never get hit by a Nivea's Q, because Ari is really mobile.
What do you think about that skirmish bot?
It's
Was
just-
it they were kind of out of position because they were split, where Ari was in the river and the other two were on the lane? How could they fix that? What should they have done?
So they just basically got double stunned by a Nivea. Like, you know, it's fine to try and keep hitting them like they were, but they both just got hit by the Q, so. Yeah, they were getting good damage and they had potential. But she got a really nice Q on both of them, and then they both died because of it.
So we've been talking about some of the cons of Kindred, but I guess one of the pros of Kindred being that it's like an 80 carry is that they can push towers faster. I mean, what do you think of this?
Oh, I think Kindred does Dragon and Baron like really fast. Like, Kindred's really good for that stuff. Like, you can, I've seen like a lot of things like, people kill like 2 people, and they'll be all grouped, and then like it'll be like 19 minutes in, almost 20 minutes, and Baron will be spawning, and they'll just head over there with Kindred, and they kill the Baron like instantly. So Kindred kills Baron and Dragon really fast. That's a really good plus for Kindred.
So this Anivia is just two-shotting people under towers now. Is there anything they can do? What should they be doing?
Well, they have to all be kind of grouped for it. If they're there by themselves and they see an Anivia and a Jax and there's a Kindred there, you know, they're most likely going to die if they're by themselves. They're just getting picked off at this point, and then that happens a lot in solo queue.
So this is kind of an interesting game because neither of the junglers you know, are very tanky from their builds. It looks like you got Moonglaive and Warrior, so it's going to be a lot of picks.
Kindred definitely too. Didn't really have to. It came to the Nautilus and the Grom. Fine for good damage. She was doing fine early, but...
What do you think about these Spirit Rushes that right here into the team?
She tried to look for some, but it was good that she decided to leave. There wasn't too much she can do. She's like, she should have built way more damage. Like,
yeah, what about those boots?
10.
You got Merc Treads with Home Guards on your AP carry. That's a loss in damage as well, right?
Yeah, so Merc Treads is fine if you're against something like Viger. Like, I would build Merc Treads against Viger if I was like playing Ari. When I'm playing Ari versus Anivia, I wouldn't build it because you should never get hit by her Q.
Right, if you're going to commit to playing Ari,
you can just Spirit Rush past her Q, past his Q, and then Charm.
Like, so if you're lower ELO and you're thinking, oh, I kind of want to play defensively, I'll build these items, but by picking Ari, you kind of set yourself up to build aggressive and count on dodging things, right? You can't really have it both ways.
Exactly, yeah. But like, with that said, there are certain champions that like Viger, you would just build Merc Treads against because it's just really good against Viger.
Chances of Viger, he's one of the top like 5 most banned champions, right? So you typically won't see him. I know at lower ELOs he's banned a lot.
Yeah, you mostly won't see him, but it's just an example of when you would build Merc Treads.
Right.
Not with these champions with skill shots, especially the slow moving one like Anivia's here. You just Spirit Rush to the side and go Charmer and kill her with, you know, all the damage that you built. You know, if she would have built like Morella Nomicon, Sword Boots, and, you know, like Death Cap or Void Staff, depending on how much MI this guy's got. So she could have skipped the Void Staff. She would be doing a lot way more damage to threaten the Anivia lane more.
So this fight led to them not having any vision of Dragon and then going in and just getting combo here with the ultimates. Should they have been able to get vision on Dragon, or should they have just not gone for it? What should they have done there?
Probably would just not even gone for it, you know, like, at this point you guys are really far behind, you got no, you can't really get in there, like, if you go like check all that stuff, you'll just get Malphite ulted, you know? Like,
yeah. I'll see Dragons, I think it was maybe like Cloud9, I can't remember which team, that would just give away a ton of Dragons early, and they'll give up to like 3 Dragons and not really care, so it's not that big a deal, right?
That's my philosophy. That's my philosophy with Dragon, like, especially in solo queues, because like, I mean, 5 Dragons is, you know, a win condition, but at the same time, like, in solo queue, people get picked off all the time, right? You know, like, you can pick people off without them being grouped, and they don't even use the 5 Dragons, you know?
What do you think about this chase?
Sometimes you kind of have to think about, I think it's worth doing the chase for this. You can definitely get them. You know, whenever you're really behind, you gotta get everything. You gotta take everything you can get, and agree with that.
Alright, so the first.
So the 2 rushes are fine, but I always save the 3rd charge. She could've like, she didn't have to like rush using it, you know, she could like save it. She was using it kind of for damage there. So she could've waited for like her Q's cooldown to come up and then Spirit Rush and then Q like right when she does it. And generally when I play Ari, like whenever I'm going for plays and picks for my team, like not in this situation, because she was in a fight, but let's say I'm trying to pick someone off when everyone's grouped. Like I can use both of my Spirit Rushes, but I'll always save the last one, try to dodge something or get out.
And you attribute
like if you use like,
go ahead.
All 3 of your Spirit Rushes, like you use your 3rd one going in, that means you're just vulnerable to die, unless you have Zonias.
And do you think that they don't realize that, or that they're just kind of like nervous, anxious in the moment, and just kind of spam the button, or are they just not even thinking about that at all?
I think they're just trying to do as much damage as possible and, you know, just not thinking about it completely. Like, especially with people's flashes too. Like, if you like save your flash to dodge certain abilities, then you could turn anything around. Like, if you're getting chased, like you know if they like hit you with abilities, you're gonna die. But you can like flash to the side and kill them because they're really good, you know. Just for example, like that's one example of that. But people like seem to flash like instantly. I wouldn't even gone for the Q. I would have just kept autoing him because the Braum had his stacks on it.
Okay, right, yeah, that's something not a lot of people are going to do, because if you're an AP carry,
I would
you're
just
never going to think about not hitting your ability, so that's something.
Oh yeah. Because you could have just autoed him and popped the Braum passive and then Q'd him. I mean, it's fine.
Should they be looking to engage here? I mean, this is 3v2 now, like, should they have just ran away?
Well, they kind of can't get away because they're kind of cut off here, but let's see. At least get there, at least can't get there. No, the Jinx got us. Really good.
What do you think about the teleport from Ari?
It's okay. Only cause like if someone was there with that Malphite, it would still fly, but in the end it wasn't necessary. But usually teleports like that are like better safe than sorry. It's usually the ones like when you're in lane and you TP to like join a fight or something. You gotta kind of like try to make the decision if they still need you or not if they cancel it.
Alright, so we got Leandries coming out now. That's another kind of tanky non-damage item. You disagree? Kind of think it's gonna go for damage there, or?
Yeah, like so like I definitely want to build that. Like I don't really build any of these items. Sometimes I build Rylai's because I had this little thing that like I just build Rylai's or Frozen Mallet and stuff like that on a lot of different champions. But I definitely would go on Ari, but just because like it gives you an alternate way of carrying the game. You can pick people off even easier with slowing them, but Ari doesn't need that, you just charm them. But
now, I know this player plays a lot of Vladimir top, and Rylai's is like a must-have on Vladimir. Do you think this is because kind of bleeding over playstyles, or they just don't know what to pick on Ari, or just kind of have one set type of gameplay at the CLO, or why do you think those items were built?
He plays a lot of Vladimir?
Yeah, the slap guy the Ari does play a lot. That's his main, is Vladimir top, I believe.
I mean, maybe he looks at Rylai the same way I do, to give you another way of carrying, but definitely not needed on Ari. He's just, like, he could have just had a way better mid game if he had more damage. He could have been more threatening.
What do you think of him spirit rushing past the whole team there to try and get those kills and positioning, flashing, all that? He ended up on the complete opposite side of the other team.
Yeah, definitely not the best decision. Especially whenever like I don't know, his whole team is away, but like his whole team is dying. Like the best bet he can do right now is not spirit rushing and like committing. Like them just staying at the tower and trying to charm someone is what they need to look for. Not really spirit rushing in to charm people, but just trying to charm someone without over committing too hard, just for like a catch if they're siege. But if they're not even sieging, they're just trying to pick people off as a team. Like they go see them not group and they see them farming in a lane pushing. That's their best bet in this game. It's really hard to do, but probably the best thing they can do right now.
They'd probably be like, instead of spirit rushing in like that, everything should be safe to kite back, right? You have cocoons, you have chompers, you have the Braum Q, you could spirit rush away. They should be playing like a kite back game, correct?
Just because they're so far behind, yes. That's whenever the enemy team is sieging as 5. Like with this dragon here, it's so hard to contest it. So the enemy team is just like way too strong.
Yeah, I mean that Braum kind of ruined it for everybody.
You're just kind of going in now, dying when you don't need to, because dragons spawn. Like, it sucks giving it up, I would just give it up.
Right.
If they don't lose anything off of it, it's nothing end of the world if they died, it's just... Still, they could lose stuff.
I mean, obviously in solo queue, since it's less organized, there's not an auto-lose number, but how much gold or like, what would make you want to surrender a game? Like, do you ever surrender games if you're 20,000 behind? Like, how do you treat that?
So for the longest time, like, I would never surrender a game. Like, I would always just play it out. Just because people throw all the time, that's all I do. But, I mean, you can usually generally tell if there's really not much left you can do. But I would still not surrender, though. There's not really too much point to doing it. Unless if you want to get to the next game, I understand that, that's fine. But if you're, like, trying to win every game, you could just keep playing.
So, did the red team get baited out there while
like,
Jax took top?
I'll look at...
Ace.
That was just them getting wrecked by Anivia. Anivia is really strong, got a fully stacked, almost a fully stacked dive, death cap, fully stacked, sword speed, and double penetration. Anivia is just completely destroying the team.
Do you want to jump back up?
Renalos has no MR.
If you can, I mean, it'd be good for me.
Has, like, no
You know, no, I'll ask for it.
Rom has no rocket for it. But rocket might not have been the best choice for this game anyway.
Alright, so we got
but
him
the
back
interview was really
in
strong
chat
though.
now. Yeah, so I mean, do you just want to kind of walk him through maybe either the item builds or if he has any questions? I mean, anything you guys want to talk about?
If he has any questions for me.
I don't play a ton of Ari. Like, what would you have built in that situation? I figured I had a pretty tanky team, so I just wanted to kind of go with a tanky AP build to supplement that.
Yeah, so when I play Ari, like, you wanna be threatening, like from the early game to the mid game to the late game. So you wanna build stuff like you wanna get Leageanomics, like you were going for the Chalice into the Athenes. Like you can go to the Athenes if you don't want to do Leageanomics, like if it's a matchup like you're not comfortable with, like they are really strong, and you're not comfortable with the matchup. You can go to Athenes. Athenes is okay. But generally, Leageanomics pretty much always better. It just gives you, like, you can, like, one-shot people with Ari if you hit a charm all the time. They just can't get away, can't do anything about it. You were just, like, lacking a lot of damage that you could have had in that game.
Yeah, I was kind of counting on, like, Elise and Jinx for that, but it did not work out bot lane at all, so...
Right, yeah. So yeah, I would have built Leageanomics into Sword Boots, into then whenever I get that, like I look if they have a lot of MR, and in this game they didn't have like any MR at that point, and they still don't really have any MR. But so like I'll look at that and I'll get Void Staff if they had MR. But if they don't have any yet, then I would just go look at their team comp, and they have Vayne, Jax, and Kindred, so I would have built Zhonya's after the Morellos and Stork Shoes. And then I would look if they need Void Staff, and if not, I'd go to Rabadons. Yeah, I'll just go around. All I would do is just shove the wave and run around the map and try and kill.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Top or bot.
What'd you think about his playstyle? I mean, they started out well. The Elise gank, they got kills. He was following Anivia down the river, I believe. They caught some people. I mean, where did it go wrong? Was it just he didn't have enough damage? Was it not even so much his fault? I mean, what do you think about as they transitioned his playstyle?
So I mean, definitely him not having a lot of damage hurt him, but that just hurt his his opportunities. Like he just lost a lot of opportunities by not having as much damage as he could have had. but like for the most part, there's like a lot of dragons they kind of went to. They didn't need to, and died for them. I think the elites kind of kept going into too many fights. A lot of bad ones were put it really far behind, and it just kind of snowballed at that point.
It was hard to roam because the Anivia can just push away in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was talking about that. You don't really generally get to roam Verser. It's usually if you get blue and you guys kill her.
Well, they did kill her. I mean, they killed her, but was it too early? Because they killed her at what, level 3 or 4, and that's too early, right?
Oh yeah, no, they killed her, and that's it's fine. Like, it's never never wrong to kill anybody, but it's you can't really roam off back. You have to like back, you shove it to the wave, get to the tower, and then back and go. All that good stuff. There's no really roaming potential after that happened on that first kill.
All right.
But basically, the roaming potential would come from blue buff, and then him and the jungler killing her, or shoving and poking her out or something, and then you can go roam.
So, what are the takeaways? If you have any more questions, feel free to ask those or comments when I stop saying it. But if not, what are the takeaways here? We talked about him not building enough damage. Are there any other takeaways? Maybe like ward placement. Should they have had them down at Dragon, or should they have not cared? Should he have, when he roamed down, maybe gone into their jungle instead of the river? Just like any takeaways that really stand out to you from anyone in the game, maybe just not even him.
So like, I guess we can go at the beginning of the game when they saw Kindred by Scuttle with his jungler, and he went to go like. But he saw Kindred was on that side and that he started red, and then so based off that, he's gonna go to blue, and he's gonna either gank top or he's gonna gank mid, or go into your red side jungle, whatever, any of that stuff. So you put a ward on the side, like their red side, like you put it on in your bush on that side. So that ward won't do too much for you in that situation because he's gonna go to the other side anyway. So whenever what side the enemy jungler started on, you always want to put it on the other side. Generally around the time they're gonna get to that buff. So you can watch your jungler, and then once he's going to the next jungle, you can go like.
All right.
So that's something you could have done at the beginning of the game. It didn't really hurt you or anything happened because of it, but there's just no reason to ward on the side that he's already at. Let's see. The Elise fell really far behind, but that was just from snowballing after her taking too many fights that she shouldn't have. So there's nothing she could do at that point once it snowballed out of control. For the most part,
The major takeaway for Ari, though, I think we hinted at during the game. We were talking about maybe using the spirit rushes too quickly, like using all 3 and not saving one to get away, or going too far in the fight and ending up behind them. I mean, was that really the only... It didn't look like he was playing too badly. Is that really the only thing you would kind of pick out?
Yeah, no, he wasn't doing that bad at all. He just didn't have too many opportunities in that game. It was a little difficult for him. The only things that he could have changed was not fully committing to a lot of spirit rushes in, fully committing to that for picks whenever you guys are fully far behind. The only way you would do that is if you're picking off people individually, not when everybody's grouped and stuff. You would try to look for chop farmers without committing in, and you can always save that third one to get out or dodge.
Alright, you're kinda, I don't know if you cut out or just got quiet there at the end, alright, well, unless you guys have anything else to say, thank you for letting us spectate and, helping him out.
Yeah, you sure you don't have any more questions about that game or anything?
I guess when your lanes fall behind, is there any kind of tip that you could give to potentially salvage a game?
The best thing I do, like I said, you just kind of shove and roam. But like that, it was a hard situation that you were put in that game because, you know, it was the Anivia, and then like the way you built didn't give you a lot of pressure against her. Because you could have like potentially one-shot her if you ever hit her with a charm, and that would be like your chance to get her out of lane or shove her into go. But you did teleport that game, so you could have tried to look for something like that, but again, it's always hard to do that, and you can always get teleported on by the enemy team. And
yeah, they never really had deep wards bot because they were losing, but
yeah,
I looked a couple times.
Yeah. Did you tell them to put them down, or?
I did not. That is a mistake.
Yeah, you can always try to like just try to communicate and try to help them as much as you can. Like that's like the only way to go about it, you know. Let them help, like let you help them, you know. Can't really teleport if they don't help you do it.
Cool. Well, thanks for the spectate.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, thanks guys.